Okay, so our next one is our 6 levels of structural organization. So we've talked about a cell. How did that cell come to be? Okay, so again, I'm going to use the analogy of half mum and half dad. Obviously, I know that's obviously very different in today's world. I'm just going to use that as a starting point. Okay, so the first thing we obviously have is chemistry. Okay, so mum and dad. So we're going to start with chemistry is our first one. Okay, once we have chemistry, that then starts at the embryonic state. Okay, so we're going to think of you as if you were a baby. Okay, so you've now been created, you're now in the womb, you're now growing. Okay, so from here, we then go to cells. So the cells are the ones we were just talking about before. So your cells then go through a process of what I said is cell division and mitosis. So that first one was just one cell. Okay. Now one cell has to make other cells. Okay. So the first cell that we have, so what we drew before, is a mother cell. Okay. So I'm just going to write an MC. Okay. What happens is it goes through a stage of cell division. So essentially, what it does is it splits itself in two and it duplicates or it makes a twin of the exact same cell next to it. So again, half of your DNA, and this one becomes a daughter cell. And this process keeps happening, that cell division. It means that they're constantly changing, growing, dividing. That's why we get dead skin. That's why it sloughs off, okay? Because there's new cells, new skin constantly repairing. When you have a wound, it does the same thing. Your body then naturally goes into a recreation or a wound healing mode, and it starts to then build and create more cells so that you heal. Okay, so cells, so chemistry to cells then build to create tissues. And no, I'm not talking about Kleenex tissues. Okay, the more tissues you have, you're then being built up into an organ. Okay, so an organ. Okay, so let's just say we're talking about your lungs. Okay, so now your lungs will then also be put together with your larynx, which is your trachea. Okay, and then it then becomes an organ system. Okay, so your respiratory system. So number 5 is your organ system. And then once we put all those organs and all those systems together, as you grow to being a person, you then become an organism. And an organism is you as a person, okay, with your eyes, your ears, and everything. And it all starts back at that chemistry, becomes cells. Cells then build to make tissues. Tissues then become an organ. One organ becomes an organ system with multiple organs. And then the last one is an organism, which is you. Okay, so on to the next one.